Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Anita Britto in conversation with Medha Rana. Hi Medha, how are you?
Hi Anita, I'm very well. How are you?
Very good. Let me begin by asking you, how are you feeling right now with all the love and the success and the numbers that the
my
film
God.
is doing at the box office?
I am feeling just a lot of new emotions. So I don't know how to define them or state them one by one. But overall, the feeling is very, very overwhelming and a lot of gratitude because it's feeling like genuine love. Like the messages that I'm reading, the comments that I'm reading, the tweets that I'm reading. It's all, even the reviews are very heartfelt and very sweet. I love that people are receiving it the way we expected them to receive. We made it with a lot of love and people are receiving it with a lot of love. So it's a very fulfilling feeling.
Did you happen to go to theatres and see the
I
audiences?
Did. Yeah, I did.
How was the experience like?
It was great. Ek to premiere wale din, the entire cast and crew was there, and I think that's the best audience to watch it with because there's somebody or the other from each team, from the camera team, from the marketing team. So you'll see enthusiastic people watching their work on the screen. So that was a lovely experience, and then I watched it in the theatre also, like with my friends, and that was also great. I was very confident that no one will spot me because nobody knows me. But in the washroom, one person recognized me, and then everybody got to know, and I was like, oh God. But it was really, really sweet.
Any compliment that stayed with you from the industry or someone?
Yes, a few of them, quite a few of them actually. All of them have been very, very meaningful and will stay with me for a while. But I got this one message from a very senior actor, and she said that she was inspired by my performance, and I read that and I couldn't believe it. I told my sister and I was like, can you please pinch me? Because it's like my idol is texting me and telling me this. Should I say?
Yes, of course.
Can I? So Alia Bhatt had
oh, how sweet.
She posted something, and I of course wrote back to her saying thank you so much, so glad you enjoyed the film, and I've grown up admiring your work so much, and I hope I can meet you someday and tell you just how much I've admired your work. And she replied to me saying that she was very inspired by my performance, and she would hopefully love to work with me too. So I read that and I just couldn't believe it.
That's such a
I've
nice,
really looked up to her a lot, and it was a real pinch me moment for me.
That's such a sweet moment, because you need such validation, you need such encouraging messages that
absolutely,
that pushes you to do more good work. Let's take you back to the time when Border 2 was announced, okay? Because Border 2, again, it's an emotional legacy in Indian cinema especially.
Correct.
When you first heard the script and you first heard that Border 2 was being made and you were part of it, what was your honest reaction?
I had first heard about the film being made, I think, early last year, when it was already in the news when they made the first announcement. And of course, that was a very exciting news because it's such a huge film, and such like insane legacy. And now to have another part based on the same war, just to know about that news was very exciting. And I generally really love watching patriotic films with my family especially. So the news itself was like, okay, wow, I'm very much looking forward to watching this. And then later, a few months down the line, auditioning for it and then finally getting the character was a whole other process, which took a very, very long time for me to kind of register and accept, because I couldn't believe it for the longest time that, oh my God, I'm going to be a part of this film. So it was just very surreal, and it felt like a full circle moment in my life, because I've grown up watching this movie, listening to the songs of this movie, and I come from a family of 3 generations of people who've served in the forces. So I can't explain it, but it's hit really close to home, and it means more than anything to be a part of this film. So it's just very, very special.
Somewhere did you feel pressure? Because again, we call this pressure because it has a legacy. People are connected to it, and so how did you feel about that? What kind of pressure did you feel?
A lot of pressure, insane amount of pressure, and I'm just somebody who puts extra pressure on myself. So I was just like, oh my God, how will I do justice to this? I have to do justice to this now that I've gotten an opportunity to work on this. And also because I come from a background which has, lived this legacy, I felt all the more responsible for doing full justice to it and giving it my best in the most authentic and honest way possible. So I guess I just tried my best, but of course there was a lot of pressure because I didn't want to not do it, you know, with my whole heart and with all the honesty and preparation that I could. So I guess I just tried my best.
Right. Well, who was on the on set? Who was that one person who made you feel very comfortable? Of course, you know, everyone is always standing with the other actors, but then who was that one person?
I can't say any one person. I think Varun was very, very instrumental in my performance for this. I was very intimidated in the beginning, but of course, Varun being Varun, he instantly made me feel very comfortable and very at ease in front of the camera with him during our scenes together. And I think that really, really helped me perform to the best of my ability. And of course, our director, Anurag sir, you know, he believed in me so much since day one. On days when I would feel scared about an intense scene, I would just be sitting in my van quietly and he would come and tell me that, listen, don't be scared, we are all here for you, we're all excited to work with you and you've got this, you know, you are Dhanno. Just like aram se, without any stress perform. And I was like, oh my god sir, this is exactly what I needed to hear, I'm good to go now. So I think everyone was very, very instrumental in helping me with my journey on this film, including our producers. And also a huge, huge shout out to Anurag sir's wife. Her name is Madhurjeet Sargi. She wrote the scenes of Dhanno and she also helped me break down her character and prepare for the scenes. So a huge, huge thank you to her. I think she was the one person, she was like my anchor in the film because I kept messaging her after every few hours. I was like, okay, now I'm doing this. And then she would also get feedback from Anurag sir of the same day. So I think she was my person who I was constantly.
Did you get to meet Sunny on set? Because in film we don't see y'all.
No, unfortunately
no. You did not
I
get to see.
only had scenes with Varun. All the Ghar Ke scenes were with him. I had a few scenes with my family. And I think that's about it. Everybody else in the cast I happened to meet during promotions, which was now, 2 weeks ago. Like in the last 2 weeks, we've met a couple of times for promotions, and honestly, it's just been a dream come true in so many ways. Pehle, I get to work with, you know, such a big star, Varun, and with such a huge respected director, Anurag sir, with this banner, Bhushan sir, Nidhi ma'am. I think everyone's just worked so hard towards, you know, recreating this film and bringing it out here with a fresher perspective and for our audience. I think it's a labor of love and hard work and respect for our armed forces, and I think it's just my greatest honor to be a part of it.
Amazing. But since the movie has released and the love that is pouring in, has anything changed since then, since the film has released? Has it changed how the industry looks at you?
I don't know. I don't think anything really changes overnight. I used to think that when I was naive back in the day, when my first show had come out in 2022, I think I'd worked on a show called London Files, which was my first show. So मुझे तब बहुत लगता था कि when it comes out, then you know, people will know me, or like at least people in the industry will know me. Casting directors, they are the important people for work. But it didn't really change much. So then my expectations in life in general like kind of stagnated. I was like, okay, it's okay. Work will always talk. Just work towards and strive towards getting a good job, do a good job at it, and then automatically things will transpire in their own way and in their own time. So I still, I think, believe in the same thing. So I don't think anything changes overnight ever. Even if something that you work on becomes a huge, huge success. Of course, the love that I'm getting right now, the appreciation that I'm getting for my character, for the film, all of this is a new experience that's happening for the first time. And I'm just processing all of it. I don't think anything's changed really yet. Apart from maybe the fact that more people have seen my work. And yes, I guess I hope maybe this transpires
it will start.
More work.
It will start for sure. But let's go back to your first show as well, you know. Do you want to talk about the time when you came into the industry with your first show? And from there to now, what has been the toughest phase that no one knows about or you have never spoken about?
I think my most challenging period was the time when I had moved to Bombay first time. This was in 2019. I finished my college and I moved here. Of course, I had very big dreams in my head and stars in my eyes, and I came here. I somehow convinced my parents to sort of let me be here and try my hand at this. And I told them, "Ki give me 2 years, and agar kuch nahi hua, to of course I'll do whatever you say. I'll do my masters and get a job." And that was the plan. So I moved here, and I was very confident ki I'll figure something out, because I was modeling also at the time.
Okay.
So I thought I'll figure something out and somehow convince my parents the way I have been so far. But what ended up happening was that the lockdown happened the moment I moved here, which was quite a depressing time, I think, for everybody, especially the industry, because it was at a complete standstill. So that was the period when I was suddenly very doubtful about everything. I started questioning all my dreams and, what am I doing here? All my other friends are like killing it in their jobs, they're all studying. And I don't know what I'm doing. So those 2 years of the lockdown were a very strange period. I'd also moved here. I was alone here. And then I went back to where my family was. Came back here after the lockdown got over, and then my journey sort of started from the scratch after that, which was 2021.
Okay.
That's when I properly started auditioning and working. And then somehow one thing led to another, and I started cracking some auditions, and that was obviously very encouraging at the time. But now when I look back at that entire period, I feel like it's been a long journey of having a lot of patience and being at it really. And I would have probably given up long back, like a lot of people who I've seen, after the lockdown, a lot of people left Bombay. They never came back. But I had the support of my family, which really, really helped me sort of keep at it and believe in myself. And I think that's what helped me.
Thank God you did. See where you are today.
Yeah, thank God I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, during this journey, was there any time I'm sure Border is not the first film that has come your way. Has there been any film where you almost signed it and due to some or the other reason you had to leave it, or it never happened?
There have been, yes, there have been projects that I had tested for, and they reached the final stage of shortlist and then finalization, and then for whatever reasons they didn't work out. And of course it was very heartbreaking at the time, but I think now when I look back in retrospect and look at the bigger picture, I feel like everything happened for a reason. And I'm here today because I was supposed to do my theatrical debut with this exact film, with this exact character, at this exact time. And maybe me 2-3 years ago would not have even thought this was possible, and I probably didn't. But in retrospect, it all makes sense. It feels like life's literally come a full circle.
Any film that you really loved and you wanted to, you can take names, any films that you really wanted to be part of and it didn't work, when you had?
No, not really, actually. The ones that I auditioned for and that didn't work out, I've always watched them on TV or in the movie hall, and I've always gone and watched, and I've really tried to analyze, and it's always made sense. Always whoever's got the part is perfect for the part.
I'm very curious to know.
I mean, so many. I don't want to take names.
Just take one.
But a lot of like shows, web series, and films that I had auditioned for, which I watched ultimately, and I was like, okay, wow, this totally makes sense. I'm sure, like the actor that got it completely deserved it, and has obviously killed it, which is why they got it. It was not supposed to work out for me, so yeah. There's learning in watching.
Of course it is.
And accepting also.
When I was talking to Nidhi Datta and she was saying कि अगर ये तुम्हारे लिए बना है तुम्हें ही मिलेगा.
Exactly.
कुछ भी कर लो.
Exactly. ये बात मुझे उन्होंने भी कही थी और मुझे अनुराग सर ने भी कही कि जो फिल्म होती है ना, वो ऊपर वाला डिसाइड करता है. जो कैरेक्टर जो निभाएगा, हम सब बस उसको ऑर्केस्ट्रेट कर रहे हैं उनके प्लान को, बट एक्चुअली जो जिसके लिए लिखा होता है उसको ही मिलता है.
Correct.
So every time that I've sent a thank you message to Anurag sir, and I will probably send him one every day of my life for many years, because I'm so grateful to him, and of course the producers Bhushan sir and Nidhi ma'am also. But he told me that don't thank me so much, just stop it, because the film has chosen you. And I didn't really understand it. I was like, sir, आप कैसी बातें कर रहे हो? नहीं, of course it's you wanted me for this. You saw something in me, which is why you got me on board, and that means everything to me. I wouldn't be here without that. And he told me, no, you were supposed to do this. which is why everything happened.
Yeah. And everything
And it makes
fell
sense.
in place.
It makes sense now. The more I talk about it, the more it like clicks and makes sense. So yes, just a lot
And
of
I
gratitude.
truly believe that. I genuinely truly believe that अगर होना है तो हो जाएगा.
होना तो हो जाएगा.
कुछ भी कर लो, नहीं होना है तो कुछ
तो
नहीं
होगा. आप
No matter
कितना
how
भी
much,
लड़ लो उसके लिए.
of course, yeah. No matter how
कितना ही
much
कुछ
you
भी
fight
कर लो.
about it, it won't happen. So that is
We've
how
all
it is.
experienced it in our
Yeah.
own little ways. But yeah, this one has been a very big learning experience for me, and I'm just so grateful that it happened the way that it did.
Medha, but do you have a plan in mind कि मुझे कौन से और कैसे फिल्म्स करने हैं या कैसे अभी इसके बाद, because again now अभी वो आ गया है आपके ऊपर जी, you are part of a very successful film.
Right.
Now going forward, how do you see yourself? What kind of films do you think you are going to choose?
I definitely want to do substantial stories. I want to do important stories that deserve to be written about, that deserve to be told. I want to play characters that have meaningful arcs, they have substance in them. So, having said that, I don't want to limit myself and say that I want to do इस genre की films या इस type की movies या in type के directors. बिल्कुल भी नहीं. I want to work with everybody. I want to do all kinds of stuff, but absolutely want to do stories that are important, that deserve to be told, and yeah, that's kind of the plan right now.
I'm sure you must be having a director's list that you want
Yes,
to work
everyone's
with.
been asking me. Of course, I think all actors or all aspiring actors.
Alia,
have.
for sure, we are going to see you.
Yes, for sure. Oh my god.
If
I'm
that
so
happens, it's going to
excited.
be amazing.
Yes,
But,
for sure. List of directors you're asking
Yeah.
me? Yes, many. I really want to work with Sanjay Veera Bansali sir.
Of course.
Anurag Basu sir. I want to work with Karan Johar also, Zoya Akhtar, Reema Kakti. So, I mean, the list just goes on.
Goes on.
But honestly, I just want to work with everybody. I know that's not possible, but I would love to.
Why?
Love
It's
to
not
work
possible.
with.
You have a long journey
That
and
is
a long
also
career.
true.
So
maybe that is possible.
yeah, that is
So
possible.
yes, I
Please
would-
put out only good
Yes,
things.
good things. I want to work with everyone.
Yeah.
I
And it
want to
is
do great stuff,
Yeah.
good work,
And it will happen.
Yes.
That is for sure.
Yes, I
Okay,
hope
now
so.
because you worked with Varun, I need to ask you this.
Ji.
I'm sure you have seen the trolling that has happened with him with regards to everything.
Right.
What do you make of it and what do you have to say on that?
Okay. So about that, I fully agree with what Varun also said openly in an interview very recently. He said that I believe in letting the work do the talking, and I also come from the exact same school of thought where I feel like there is going to be noise and chatter always about whatever it is that you choose to do, no matter what level you're at, no matter how big the project is that you're doing. There's always going to be people who like it and who don't. You cannot please everybody. That's just a fact of life. So I think it just is a wise thing to really cut the noise and focus on your work and actually let it speak for itself. So yeah, I'm fully on the same page as him on this, and I'm also learning from him, you know, how to take things in your stride and come out of it stronger and just actually let the work do the talking.
But do you also get bothered with the social media noise that is happening?
I mean, I wouldn't lie, it does affect me. Of course, we live in a day and age where social media has become so important, especially in the industry that we're in. Our presence on social media is important to some extent, and of course, there is good, bad, negative, ugly things written about people, things, stories, and of course, they do tend to have an impression on especially somebody's mind who's new to the industry. So yes, it does affect me if I read something negative, but I've over time tried to understand that it comes from a place of insecurity from the person who's, you know, speaking about it, writing about it. So it has nothing to do with me or with the thing that they're talking about. It's their own frustration, their own journey. So I'm learning how to detach myself from it and not let it affect me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, on a final note, what next, Medha? Where do we see you? What are you, how are you going to surprise us next?
I guess I will find out. I think it's going to be a surprise for me also. Hoping to sign something soon. And yes, do something exciting very soon.
Amazing. And we all are going to pray for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was lovely having a conversation with you, and all the very best.
Thank
now.
you very much, Anita. Thank you.